All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going through an overview and a sort of quick tutorial of how to use Clay. Clay is probably one of the best um, list building database providers for cold email campaigns or cold outreach in general. It basically pulls in together like 50 plus different data sources. It's kind of like spreadsheets, but then you can also, yeah, literally like search LinkedIn, store leads, Google Maps, Google Search, Facebook, Instagram, Phantom Buster, GitHub, like literally also Apollo, all sorts of different things, plus verify, find emails, and then push them into your email campaigns, all from one place. So you don't have to like use Apollo and then use a verification over here and a user this and a user this. You can just all from one place, which is way cheaper than buying all the different individual ones. So that's why you would use it. And I'm going to show you how to actually use it, or just like a basic overview if this is the first time looking into Clay or just kind of like getting started with cold outreach. It is a little bit more expensive as a tool, but again, if you can by all means use Apollo. But if you're like really, really serious about doing cold outreach, then it is definitely a tool that I would invest into, just because it allows you to do so many things. So I'm going to show you a basic overview. So first things first, like if you want to create a new table, so new table is just basically another word for like a spreadsheet. It's like Google Sheets combined with like a bunch of data providers. You've got lots of different options. So you could start off with finding companies on LinkedIn. I've got other videos that show you how to do this. You could start off with finding jobs from LinkedIn. So you could search for like, I don't know, e-commerce companies hiring marketing managers, or software companies that are hiring for, an SEO expert. And you can use that as part of your outreach, because then you've already got a very segmented list, and it's almost part of your like intent. You're looking for like triggers that tell you, hey, this company is in the market for doing something, which we could actually help out with, right? So you can build a list based on the companies from LinkedIn. You can do it, find jobs. Another really cool thing is if you're doing local lead gen, you can actually also find local businesses using Google Maps. So instead of going on Google Maps, or just Google in general and typing in a dentist in New York, and then you obviously have a list, and then in order to pull that list, you would have to then go on like some kind of data scraper, pull the list, import into something else, find the emails, and like go back and forth and import export. You can just do it all from one place. You can quite literally do the same search query where you just click on this and you would do like, I don't know, yeah, literally dentist in New York, right? And you could also HVAC in Tucson, etc. And then you can put the region and kind of like radius and all this kind of stuff. And you can use any place in the world, and you can do it like that. It's super cool. That'll pull a list, which is fantastic. So you can also use that. You can use and find companies with store leads. I haven't actually used this one very much, just because I tend to use this, or this for the areas that I'm working in. But you can also pull leads and find the store leads. That does cost 1 credit per result. But you can also have your like subscription to store leads and then use the API as well. So you can use your own API, so you don't use up credits. You can import from HubSpot. You can also import a CSV. So you could technically like scrape a whole bunch of leads from Sales Navigator, and then you could import those companies via a CSV into here. You can also go straight to, rather than starting with companies, you can go straight to people, and you can find people on LinkedIn, find people from Sales Navigator. So you could actually do a search on Sales Nav, and then take that link and then put the link in here, and then it would find all of the people from there, right? These ones I haven't used very much, but again, if you're looking for like, I don't know, anything around development or trying to find developers or anything like that, this could be very useful. You can obviously integrate with CRM. You can do, I think they have to support HubSpot, Pipedrive, Close, and Salesforce, I think. Again, haven't used this, but you can, import your CSVs, do all that kind of stuff. Another really cool thing that they do is you can start with a Google search. So this could be just as if you were literally doing a Google search. So one really cool thing here is if you're targeting influencers, you could actually do something like, site /, Instagram.com. So then basically what it's telling it is if you were search on Google, only search the site Instagram.com, and then you could do and then you could do like content creator, right? Content creator, and then you could do a search, and that would mean that if you were to search on Google and you were to type in here, if I was to type in site Instagram.com and content creator, right, and you did a search for that, it would then pull up a bunch of results from Google that basically go through all of these content creators, anyone that has content creator in their title, in their description. So obviously you're going to get shitloads of results, because this is basically everyone that says calls himself a content creator on Instagram. And then you'd have to, if you wanted to like pull all of this information, you would have to scrape it or whatever. But if you were to do it in Clay, it would pull up the same results, except you have it all in one place and it's already scraped. And then what you can do is you can take that data and you can scrape that data on top. So what I mean by that is, um, you could like scrape a website. So for example, what I mean by this is you see all this text here, you see 20K followers, 11 following, or you see like also known as XYZ, blogger and content creator, etc. What you would do is then use a web scraper that would allow you to pull all of this information. And then you could actually technically filter. So all of these have like the number of followers that they have. You could then filter your list. So you build the initial list of instant on Clay. Then you could filter that list by number of followers, and then you could only have people that have followers above 100K. And then you could, pull information from their bio, and you could use AI to then analyze that information. And that's just like one of literally hundreds of ways of like going about it, but just as a rough idea. You can also search for anything else. You could do like, particular sites that you want to put inverted commas in, or however you want to do it, but you can basically integrate it with Google searches. So you can find like jobs like this. If you can't find it on LinkedIn, you can do all sorts of different things, and then you can limit the number of results. You can also search it based on the country as well. So another thing that you can do is you can find people from Apollo. So if you have the API for Apollo, you can actually just set up an Apollo search. So obviously we've got our API here. You can then set up a search, and it will pull people from Apollo and into here instead of you having to do it on Apollo, export and back into here. It basically is saving you a bunch of time and saving you money as well. Then they also have some like cool starter lists as well that you have down here. But I'm going to just show you like inside how it might work. I'm not even going to bother like changing any of this stuff or blurring it out. But this is like what an example list might look like. We can obviously find their email addresses, and you can do all sorts of different workflows. So I'm going to show you like what the enriched data side looks like. So we could click on enriched data, and then we can like filter, or not filter, but we can find information around revenue. We can like, say we have a list where we have just the names of companies, but we don't have the domains of companies. We could then enrich it with the domains. And it will use like Google and LinkedIn to find the domain. You could, all sorts of different things. There are literally like almost endless options here of what you can actually do. So yeah, it is pretty damn cool. You can do, I think, site traffic as well. So it will basically find site traffic for particular websites. So if you have the website listed already, then you could find site traffic on top of that, and it would again do that at scale. So you could say, if you're offering SEO or content, you could say, hey, I noticed you had 50K monthly website visitors. What if we bumped it up to 100K and we did this for other company, right? Can I show you some examples? Something like that, right? We can enrich from LinkedIn. There's all sorts of different things that we can do, and it would take like so long to actually go through every single one because it's pretty cool what you can do. You can do G2 again, so you can scrape like G2 and you can find information around G2. You can use other data providers. You can go on Instagram. You can push it to your, things like Instantly, Smartly, Lemlist, etc. You can, what else is there? Yeah, and it also integrates with email verification providers. So you can verify all of your leads within here as well. It will find the emails within here with tools like Prospeo, and all sorts of different things. And then one of the coolest things that you can do is you can also integrate it with AI. So you can have your API from GPT-4 or GPT 3.5. And it will basically, if you have a bunch of text, you can then ask AI to analyze that text and then spit out like some kind of response. So that means you can personalize everything all from one place, and you can personalize thousands of things in literally like one click. So it's pretty cool in terms of that. And then my favorite feature actually is what's called Claygent. So Claygent is basically, as it says here, I can visit websites and gather information for you. So what I mean by this is if you have a website URL, right? One way of doing this, if you wanted to personalize your emails, if you wanted to create relevance for your emails, you could hire a VA and they would go onto the website manually and they would look up, okay, cool, this company has, say your email, you wanted to say, hey, I saw that you worked with, one of the case studies, and you wanted to mention that in your email, you would get someone, they would go onto the website, they'd find the name of the case study, and then they'd pull that and they'd write a line, right? That's the manual way. The automatic way through AI agents is basically to program it to go onto the website, find the information, and once it's found the information, then pull that information, and then give you an answer based on that research that it's done. And it does that autonomously. So it will give it a prompt to go and search that thing. It'll find that thing, and it'll tell you the steps that it took, and it will tell you the confidence that it has on finding that as well. So really, really cool that you can do all of these things from one place. There are literally a million things you can do from Clay. It takes several videos, and I will probably do more things that kind of outline like how it works. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview. You can find email addresses, you can build lists, you can do everything within Clay, all from one place, and then you can push it to your CRM. You can also push it to your email sequencer and all sorts of different things. So yeah, I hope this video has been useful, just as like a quick overview of what you can do with it. There will be so many more things that I can show you in separate videos, but yeah, if you're interested in this and you want to have some help with your outbound campaigns, you want to get more results from cold email, you just don't have the time to implement these kinds of systems, or you're interested in this stuff and want to learn more, then feel free to book a call below. I've got a link below to have like a 20-30 minute chat and see how we could potentially help you out. And yeah, we work specifically with like growing marketing agencies and growing SaaS companies, people that have product market fit, or have some level of case study, and obviously have a good amount of revenue as well. So yeah, if that sounds like you, feel free to book a call below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.